We've heard it for years. The average American farmer is nearing retirement, and the next generation is struggling to take their place. Rising costs, fewer young people entering the field, and questions over what happens to family farms when there's no one left to inherit them. Now, Congress is pushing another bipartisan attempt to help. It's called the Next Generation of Farmers Act. The proposed legislation by the U.S. House would lower the management experience required to access federal credit from 3 years to just 1. Zane Barkholtz from Twin Falls says this would help because breaking into agriculture isn't as simple as just wanting to do it.
My experience, I have an outside off the farm job to help pay for things. That's why I work at a fertilizer company, and that's where I receive the boatload of my payment to be able to pay bills, things like that. And then as of currently, my cows are kind of a side hobby for me. But things like this give me the ability or the hope in the future to be able to expand if I wanted to. And that's something really encouraging, that as there's lots of people in my shoes who are working in a different place, different job, that they would have the access in the future to be able to pursue their own endeavor.
The cost of land and equipment makes it difficult to get into the industry. With the average age of American farmers nearly 60 years old, the bill sponsors say the country needs to make it easier for new generations to step in. But money isn't the only challenge. Barkholtz says protections against development and easing the transition of family operations is also just as important.
I think a big win on that front was the agriculture protection areas that we have in the state of Idaho now, that allow farm ground to be protected for 10 years at a time to keep them from being developed. And that's what allows older generations who are maybe moving out of the business to be able to protect that land that they've worked hard for years and years, and allow young people to have the access points to the land required to farm and ranch. That's what we need.
Barkholtz says lawmakers are making strides and hopes this is the next step in helping the next generation.
I'm so glad you highlighted it. I apologize for stepping on your toe, but I'm so glad you highlighted this because, like you said, we've talked about the problem for so long, and the state can step in and do something.
Yes, so many times have we covered this story, so more help, the better for the farmers.
All right, Hunter, love it. Thank you.